Hi everybody and welcome back to the SeeSaw. So something a little bit different and new today. I've watched a few channels where the channel host does a kind of favourites from the month, different things that they've really liked in the previous month. And I've got some really good ideas from that of things to try, whether it be food products, beauty products, a TV show to watch, a book to read, that sort of thing. And I just thought, we try lots of different things in this house, and I just thought it might be a nice thing to do. First, I want to apologise for the quality of the video. So my phone is full. I need to download some stuff from my phone, which is what I normally use for our videos. So I'm having to use the webcam on my laptop, and it is a high-def cam, but the picture seems a little bit fuzzy. So I do apologise now if the picture is not great when it comes through onto YouTube. So yeah, I just thought there'd be a few different things that I would share with you about some of the highlights from June for me. So first of all, I thought I would each month highlight another YouTuber, a channel that I enjoy watching, and one of the smaller channels, so perhaps somebody that you haven't come across before. So the channel I want to comment on this month is a lady by the name of Kerry Jervis, and I will leave a link down below to her channel. So Kerry, much like me, is a mummy, and she does meals of the week videos, and they're very down to earth, very, family friendly food, which is what we try to do here. But Kerry is also a vegetarian, so she sometimes builds in some meat for the rest of the family, but often her meals are vegetarian. So if you are looking to try and cut down your meat intake a little bit, or have meat-free Mondays or something like that, Kerry is a great place to go for some ideas of what you can do, because her food always looks delicious. So please go over and check her out and subscribe to her channel if you haven't already. I also thought I would mention a website that we've been visiting a lot each month. So this month, obviously, we've had Caleb at home since March. Now, his school doesn't do the online learning platforms that some schools do, using Zoom and things like that. So his school sends a sheet of things each week that they suggest for the child to do. And we started doing some of that. We also started using a few of the websites like BBC Bite Size, Twinkle, Classroom Secrets, things like that. And then, probably sometime in April, I came across a website called National Academy, and I forget where I saw it mentioned. It might have been on a TV snippet about educating children at home, or it might have been on a blog or like a social media post somewhere. I genuinely don't remember where I saw it. But National Academy follows the UK curriculum. It is delivered by real teachers, and the thing I love about it is so when you go to the website, they have a page for each year group, from reception year all the way through to year 10. And then each week, new lessons get added in core subjects for that year group. So Caleb's year 5 at primary school this year, and he's been covering English, maths, geography, English, maths, history, science, art, music, religion, and I think that's it. So, and PSHE, sort of social, emotional, what I guess you'd call touchy-feely stuff about for children to learn. And so it covers all of those things. And the nice thing is that if for maths, for example, right up until this week, he's had the same teacher every day delivering the maths lesson. And the lessons are kind of 15 to 20 minutes long. And there are some worksheets that you can print out to go along with the lessons, but you don't have to do a lot of printing. And we found it really engaging. And I think because Caleb's at home by himself learning, it kind of almost brings somebody else into the house to help deliver that for each of the lessons. And the teachers are really fun. There are actual year 5 teachers in real schools. So the maths teacher has gone back into school now. So we've got a new maths teacher on the platform from next week. And we have really enjoyed a lot of the lessons. Caleb's had a lot of fun with it. And broadly, the topics covered have been linked to the ideas sent home from his teacher in the class in school. So might not be exactly the same week, but we are finding we're covering a lot of the same material. We're just doing it in a different way. And it feels quite interactive, even though it is just a recorded video. It does feel more interactive than just going through worksheets and online activities and things like that. So thought I would mention Oak because I found them to be a real lifesaver in putting together a good little base schedule for Caleb to follow. He does schoolwork Monday to Friday. We sort of plan it across the day, so he gets breaks like he would at school. He gets lunchtime, but his target every day is to try and finish before the time. So he tries to get things finished in decent time, but still do a good job. So we've done things like medieval monarchs. We've done a section about Buddhism. He's done lots of different maths. In English, they take a kind of style of writing every week, and then they do some comprehension around that. They do some spelling and grammar focus around that. They do key features of writing in that way, writing in that style. And then at the end of the week, he has to do a piece of writing in that style. So this week it was a balanced argument. So he had to write a few paragraphs about picking a topic and then writing a balanced argument. So I've been really happy with that, and it is completely free. A lot of them are charging a fee. They were free to start with, but then it was a subscription. Not the case for Oak. They are completely free. The next thing I wanted to mention was my favourite piece of clothing from the month, and it is this sweatshirt that I'm wearing. So I'm just going to stand up so that you can see it. It's a very basic, pale, kind of shell-coloured sweatshirt, and on the front there it says Philosophy Mind. It's in a very pale lettering, and it's by a company called Soya Concept. So it's environmentally friendly fashion. They're a Danish company, and this has to be the softest sweatshirt I have ever worn. It's really light. It's not so, you might think sweatshirt for the summer, but actually when you want that little bit of extra layer in the summer, today's miserable again, this is really light. It's a really fine sweatshirt material, not heavy at all, and it is so soft, and Caleb said it felt like velvet. So it's that sort of just really soft and like a big hug. I'm putting a big hug on. So I've had this on today with some cut-off jeans, and it's so comfortable. I'm really enjoying this sweatshirt. It was a new purchase this month. Then I thought I'd talk about a TV show. So one of the things I've enjoyed doing some of this downtime when we haven't had sports and things to get out and about to is catching up on some TV shows that other people have talked about that I never got around to watching when they were on because we were too busy. And my favourite one so far in June, or for June, was The Split. Now, I didn't see the first series of The Split, and it is no longer available on iPlayer. But I don't think it interfered with me being able to watch the second series, which is all still available on iPlayer. It stars Nicola Walker and Stephen Mangan, and I love most things that Nicola Walker does. I think she's a very good actress, and it's based around a family law firm. So there's a bit of family stuff in it. There's obviously the case that they're working on, which has some challenge. Their family law, so it has some challenges around a pending divorce. And there's a bit of underhand behaviour going on without giving too much away. So I highly recommend it. If you like those sort of, it's not a police drama, which is what I'm typically drawn to. It's it's a family law firm. You don't even really see any activity in court, I don't think. It's more about family and the things that happen within families. And through watching the second series, you get an idea of what happened in the first series, but it doesn't interfere with you being able to enjoy the second series as a standalone. I think there are 6 or 7 episodes, but I watched them kind of back to back over a couple of nights, and I really enjoyed it. So I do highly recommend that if you haven't seen The Split. Next, going on to books. So I do read a lot. I love reading, and I have hundreds of books in my Kindle account. I've had a Kindle since Kindle's first. I don't know what's going on with my glasses. Sorry. Had a Kindle since Kindle's first became a thing. But during this, one of the other things I've really enjoyed is picking up an actual book again. So I do subscribe to a couple of book clubs where I get occasional boxes of new books to read. And then I also do have, obviously, everything on my Kindle. But there's a couple of books that I've read this month that are kind of similar, not in storyline, but in the way they're written. So one is this, and I appreciate that looks back to front, but it's Bad Sister by Sam Carrington. And the other one is this, which is 11 Missed Calls, and that's by Elizabeth Carpenter. Now, they're both written in the same way, and they're written from the perspective of 3 different people, 2 main people in each one, and a kind of an under character. And the story gradually builds. Both of them leave you guessing quite a bit up until nearly the end. I think in Bad Sister, the final kind of twist in the tail in that one, I didn't really see it coming until almost at the end of the book. And the 11 Missed Calls, you get a sense of what might happen at the end, but you can't figure out how it's going to get to that point. So the story, this one is told across the life of a mother and a daughter, essentially. So it's with the mother when the daughter was born and a new baby, and then the daughter in today's world, and she's kind of 30 years old. So it's across two different generations and of a family and two different time frames. So it's not happening, and sometimes those things get confusing, but this doesn't. This is a really good read. And then Bad Sister is just, it's all in the same time frame, but it's lots of different characters, and they're kind of the two main characters plus an under character of what's going on in the storyline. Highly recommend both of those. Those were both new authors for me. I hadn't read anything by either of them before, but I'd certainly be looking out for anything new from either of them. So then going on to, that's the other thing I don't like with this webcam. Everything's back to front, and I don't think it sorts. It's like when you do it on a phone cam, it looks back to front, but then when you play it back, it's not. Maybe this will be the same. So maybe when you watch this, you might think, what's she talking about? Nothing's back to front. But if it is back to front, I apologise for that. The next thing is this little pot of face cream. So this is the Aldi Acura, I think L'Acura is the Aldi brand for all kind of makeup and cosmetic products. And this is the Rejuvenate day cream. Now, I have used the Avon Rejuvenate day cream for quite a long time. I mean, it is quite expensive. I tend to buy it when it's on special offer, so they have deals on it now and again. But I'd run out. The Avon lady wasn't doing Avon while everything was in lockdown, and I grabbed this for £3 something a pot from Aldi, and it is fabulous. It is really rich and creamy, if you can see it there. It is really thick and creamy. The smell is cosmetic-y, but it's a really nice smell, and it goes onto my skin really, really well. Now, I'm not the sort of person ever that's had a big skincare routine. I've been lucky with my skin. I don't suffer from any skin problems other than a little bit of dry skin now and again. And I have always just had a simple cleaning and moisturizing routine, and I wear limited makeup. I wear very light makeup. So I don't need a lot of heavy product, I don't think. And as I age, I don't think my skin yet is showing too many signs of that. But this I will definitely be picking up again, as I found that to be a good replacement product for my usual one. And then likewise, during the summer, I just like to wear like a tinted moisturizer. So I am very, very pale. And in the winter, I wear something a bit heavier. But in the summer, when you're likely to be hot and bothered and perhaps sweating, and I'm a woman of a certain age, so I feel hot at times. And the last thing you want is to feel your makeup kind of running off your face in the summer. And so in the summer, I tend to wear a tinted moisturizer or a BB cream, something like that, that just gives me a little bit of a base, but without being too heavy. Again, I was looking for something I could buy online when the shops were all closed, and I came across Nivea, which is an age-old product line, and they do this day cream, 24-hour moisturizer tinted day cream with vitamin E and mineral pigments, and it's got an SPF in it as well. And it's light skin tone, but it is actually probably a fraction of a shade darker than I would normally have, but I'm okay with it. It doesn't create a big kind of line around my skin, my neckline or anything like that. But again, it's really light and really easy to work into your face, and really comfortable to wear. So I'm only putting kind of heavy foundation on now if I'm going to something like an important meeting or something where I want to look my best. But for everyday wear, this is now my go-to product. I got it on Amazon. You can get a pack of 3 bottles, and it was quite reasonable. So I've put that onto my subscribe and save now to get that every couple of months. So then just moving on to the food items, just to finish up. First of all, this. So I am really fussy about drinks. I don't drink enough water, never have done my whole life. A lot of the sugar-free squashes I don't like. They're too artificial flavoured. I love Ribena. That's always been my drink of choice since I was a little girl. But I don't like regular blackcurrant squash. I don't like blackcurrant and apple. It has a strange taste. I will occasionally drink orange squash or orange, lemon and pineapple and lemon squash. I do occasionally like a glass of those. But I spotted some other people having this recommending it on YouTube, and I thought I would give it a go. So it's the Vimto Squash Remix. They do a couple of different versions. This is the raspberry, orange and passion fruit. Now, I had no idea if I was going to like it, but I'm on my second bottle. It was so good. It tastes like kind of a fizzy sweet or a sweetie, bit like a refresher sweet or a love heart or something like that. It's got that kind of fruity undertone. It almost tastes like it should be fizzy. And I don't like Vimto, and there is no undertone of Vimto in the taste of this at all from anything I can taste, unless I'm missing something. It does not taste of Vimto. It's just a really light, again for summer, perfect. And I have been having a couple of big glasses of this a day, which for me is a lot of intake of a water-based drink. So I don't drink a lot of soda or fizzy drinks either. I will have a Diet Coke with a meal now and again, but it's not something I drink a lot of. I have 1 cup of coffee in the morning, and I usually have a cup of tea during the day at work, and then perhaps a glass of water. So I really don't drink enough, and I know that, and I never have, and I'm don't supposing at my age I'm going to change much now, and I know it's not necessarily best for me, but I do every so often. I have a day where I just drink and drink and drink like litres of water, and I think that just tops me back up. I say to Tony and Caleb, I'm a camel. I just have to fill the hump back up, and then it lasts me for a while, and I just do little top ups. So I know I highly don't recommend. I definitely don't recommend not drinking enough water, as I've struggled with it my whole life, and it has caused me some issues, especially when I lived in the Arizona desert. But it's me, it's who I am, and I've found something that I actually enjoy drinking, which is a big help. The next thing I wanted to share were these little pots. So these come from, I don't know why I'm holding it in because it's all back to front, but it's the Skinny Bakery Company. And these are Skinny Bakery, there we go. And I bought a set of, I think, 8 little pots of these from their website. I will leave a link to that down below. These are the lemon ones, which are really tasty. I also got cookies and cream. I got little flapjack bites. I got some kind of Victoria sponge little bites. And I think I got the Millionaire's shortbread little bites, which have the Biscoff spread in them. So this whole pot has, I think, 5 or 6 little cake. I've already eaten a couple, and there's 3 left in there. I think it's 5. I must say it on there somewhere. I don't know, but each pack is about 200 calories, so just under 200 calories. If you ate the whole thing, it's 200 calories. But I tend to find I can satisfy my sweet tooth with just a little bit of something. So just having one of these, if I'm starting to feel the munchies come on, is enough for me. Really liked the cookies and cream one. That was my favourite, I think. The flapjack I wasn't so keen on. The Biscoff Millionaire shortbread was okay, and these lemon ones are okay. They've got quark and lemon for the flavoured part in the middle. A problem for me is a lot of diet foods. I just genuinely don't like the taste of them. That artificial, when it uses a lot of sweeteners and artificial products like that, that aftertaste is not good for me. I just don't like it. And so I tend to, I would prefer to have the real thing and just have a little bit less of it. So, rather than sweetener, I would prefer to use sugar, but use less sugar than I would perhaps normally use. There are a few exceptions, the things that I do enjoy that are lower in calorie, but I tend to look for options of having the real thing, but having less of it. But for a little snack and a little bit of a curb on a sweet tooth, I found these to be quite nice. I definitely will be ordering them again, and I will drop a link to their website in the section down below. And then finally, I wanted to mention these. So again, looking at a sweet treat, these are the flour and white raspberry bars. You can get them on Amazon. I think you can perhaps get them direct from their website. I think I saw Muscle Food were now carrying these as well. I got mine from QVC. They had them as a, I don't know if it was a Today Special or something like that, and that's where I spotted them and decided to give them a try. So I got a mixed box. So I got the raspberry meringue bar, the salted caramel, the lemon meringue bar, which is very tasty, and the chocolate meringue bar. And if you like meringue, these are perfect little snacks for you. Each of them is about 100 calories. Some are, so the salted caramel one I think is the lowest. Yeah, that's only 75 calories. The others are all kind of 95 to 100 or 99 calories. They are just meringue. They've got chocolate around the outside, and then they're flavoured meringue on the inside. They're quite crumbly, really tasty. If you like meringue, which I do, it's one of my favourite sweet treats. These are perfect little, again, lower calorie. They are vegetarian, they are gluten free, so they're ideal for a number of different diets. But I do highly recommend them. I'm going to see what else Flour and White do, because I suspect this is not all that they do, but I haven't really explored their product range at all. But I will try to see if I can find any other products that they do. Now, there was one other thing that I wanted to share with you, but it's out in the garden, so I can't do that on this video. So I'm going to go and get a little clip of that, and I will add it on to the end of this, something else that I purchased in June. But I hope you enjoyed this little look at just some of my favourite things really from June. I will aim to do one of these sort of at the end of each month into the first week of the next month. And it maybe gives you some ideas of some products to try, or if it's something you've seen but haven't wanted to try it yet, then it might tempt you to go and do that. So thank you for joining me. I'll put the little clip from outside on the end here, and we hope to see you back here on the SeeSaw soon. So my last little favourite item from June is these little bulbs. Now I got these, they were really cheap from the original factory shop. So I got them 2 for £5. I've got one here on the old piece of our garden fence, and there's also one hanging on one of the hooks on our bird feeder. And I just really love this. So I didn't hold out much hope for them. They are solar powered, and then you move the little bit of light strip inside. But no, they're certainly not enough to light up the garden, that's for sure. And that wasn't why I bought them. I just thought they looked quite cute and decorative. And the glasses, if you can see on there, quite crackled. And from a distance, I just think it looks like a little jar of fireflies, you know, as the sun starts to go down. I just really love the atmosphere that creates. So that is one of my other little finds in June that I'm really happy with.